Hi lovers, come close. Let's make this chick skate in 10 minutes. Yes, these skates have been trending for a while now, and in this video I've decided to share how I made mine. So if this is what you're interested in, make sure to watch this video to the end and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. To make these skates, you will need any silky fabric of your choice. For me, I am making use of a Duchess fabric and I have about 1.5 years. So I will start by folding my fabric in a bias form. As you can see, just grab one end and fold it to the other end. So this is what I have. I will arrange it properly, and after that I will go ahead to fold it again into 4, as you can see. So our fabric is now folded into 4 in a bias form. So I'll use my pin to secure it before we continue. And after that, I'm going to start by marking out my waist measurement on this upper part. So I'll mark out my waist measurement divided by 4 plus my seam allowance, and that is exactly what I am marking out at the upper part. I will connect it across with my ruler. So after that is done, the next measurement I'm going to take is my hip line. So I'm going to place my tape on my waistline like so and mark out my hip line. And for me, I am marking out 9 inches. So place your tape from your waist and measure to the widest part of your hip, and that is your hip line. So I'm going to come over to my waistline and take my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for seam allowance. I will also come over to my hip line and mark out my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for seam allowance. I will do that, and I will go ahead to connect from my waist like this to the hip, as you can see. And after that is done, I will adjust my fabric so that we can mark out the length of the skirt. So I'm going to place my tape on my waistline and I'll be marking out 24 inches as the length of the skirt. I'll be adjusting my tape on the upper part and the down part as I mark. So I'll continue marking 24 inches till I get to the other end of the skirt. So I wished I made this skirt longer. I wished I made the skirt longer because the skirt turned out so well. I wished I made it longer. So if you want yours to be longer than mine, just go ahead and mark your desired length. Okay, so after marking it, you can see what I have. Next, I'm going to mark how wide I want the down part to be. Okay, I marked 15 inches right there. I'm going to connect from the hip line to the 15 inches I marked on the hem, and this is what I have. So after marking it out, I decided to give the nail, like around the nail, I decided to give it a little shape. Okay, so what I did next was to measure from my waistline to my nail line. I'm using 17 inches in this case. That is my upper nail measurement. So I'll go ahead to connect across like this, and after connecting, I'm just going to go inward from that line. Okay, for this line, I'm just going to go inward by just 1 inch, just to give that nail area, just upper nail area, a little shape. So I'm going to go ahead to connect it to the hip line and also connect it to the length of the skirt. And after that is done, I'm going to proceed to cut out. So guys, if you have watched up to this point, if you're enjoying this video, do not forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. Just go ahead and hit on that subscribe button. Thank you for doing that. So I'll continue cutting. As I cut, as you can see, as I cut, I use my pin to hold it down because this fabric is so unstable. So I'm going to continue to pin and cut till I am done. As you can see, just take your time because this fabric shifts a lot. So after cutting out, this is what I have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to open it up so that you can see what we have. So this is what I have, as you can see. Next step is to cut out a facing, okay, because this kit doesn't have a waistband. So to cut out the facing, remember the upper part that we cut out, okay, the upper part. So I'm going to be using it to cut out my facing. So if your own is not enough, you can just fold any fabric of your choice. Just make sure that your fabric is also in a bias form. Okay, so after folding my fabric, I'm going to use my pin to also hold it down before I place the main piece on it. And I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. So I'll cut it out. I'm cutting for both the front and the back. So I'll cut out. And after cutting out, I will divide it into two. On the down part, I'm going to just divide it into two because I folded it into four. So this is what I have. The next step is to open up your fabric and you align your facing right side on the main piece, right side facing right side, as you can see, and go ahead to stitch it. But before I stitch mine, I'm going to be ironing and interfacing to it so that it will be stable. Okay, so I will go ahead to do that, and I will repeat the same thing on the other side. Open up the main piece and place the facing on it, right side facing right side. I will go ahead to do all that, and I will bring it back to show you what I have. So after sewing it, this is what I have. Like I said earlier, I iron in and interfacing so that it will relax. So after sewing, make sure that you top stitch towards the lining part, okay, so that it will relax properly. And then I will go ahead to hold the facing and the main fabric so they become one piece. And this is it for the other side. So next, I'm going to go ahead to align the front and the back together like this. So you can use any part as your front or your back because both of them looks the same. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch the sides. I'll close the side with the allowance I added. So any allowance you added, just use it to close it. So after I was done doing that, this is what I have. So I forgot to mention that you are going to be weaving this down part, okay, the down part of the facing. You're going to be weaving it, or you can choose to hem it with your sewing machine, but I will advise that you use a weaving machine or you use a hemming gun to hem it. So this is what I have after closing the side. As you can see, I left one side open. I just came down by 7 inches, and I'm going to be attaching my zipper to that side. Okay, so this is what the skirt looks like. And then the next step is to attach my zipper and also hem the down part of the skirt. You can hem it, but for me, I'm going to be weaving it. I will go ahead to weave mine and I will show you the end result. And here is the end result. This skirt is so chic and beautiful. I wished I made it longer than this, but my fabric wasn't enough. So if you find this video helpful, do not forget to hit on that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, share, like and comment because it helps my channel to grow. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.